It's let's just jump into this. What have we signed ourselves up for?
So, gentlemen, so August 30, 31 this year, on the beautiful Furber Steps in the Blue Mountains, as you're well familiar with. Fire and Rescue New South Wales and Macquarie University will be doing the Fire East Climb for MND again this year. It's over a 24-hour period this year. I'm assuming, Matt, you're on, are you? You're going to be in for the 24A, is that right?
I don't know if I'm in for the 24, but I'm in for a chunk. That's for damn
good.
sure.
Yeah.
Aren't we doing a podcast? And aren't we like doing something during that 24 hours? I think it's a bit mean of you to suggest that I do both at the same time. I can barely walk and chew gum.
Yeah. Well, I'll make it easy we can just, I think we're going to do the podcast on the Thursday night, and then we can get to bed early, so we might have a quiet ale that night, and then on the Friday morning, midday, it all begins. So, it's going to be incredible. So it's a totally different concept this year. So we're doing, so for the crazy ones, where some of us this year are doing it for 24 hours non-stop on the Furber stairs.
So that's up and down Furber Steps.
Non-stop.
Yeah.
Non-stop. So
let's put a pin in this, because we know what we're talking about.
Yeah.
There's lots of people who might be listening who don't, we talk about UTA all the time, we talk about the Blue Mountains all the time.
Yep.
Just give us a rundown of what the Furber stairs are.
The Furber stairs are a beautiful set of stairs that access the valley, access the Federal Pass from Scenic World, and for all the UTA runners, we all know that that's our last kilometre, that's our last bender, it's our last tramp zone, which we can all relate to all too well. But it's a what did you say on the podcast? What did you say? It's not horrible. You said something about the stairs the last time. It's hard. It busts the body, gentlemen. It's for those that have never done it. It's just all the way up 951 stairs of love and joy and pain, and when you're doing it time and time again. One needs a very strong mind. So views are beautiful. You get the odd little break here and there, as you know, with some of the flats there. There's a couple of little flats there, but those steel stairs and then up onto the actual Furber stairs that have been cut into the side of the mountain themselves, but we're almost going backwards. It's a whole lot of fun, you know that.
And I think that's the thing, is that with these stairs, you have and people who are listening have an idea in their head of what a set of stairs looks like. I remember I took a video the last time I was over for UTA, and I went for a run and finished on the Furber stairs and was coming up, and I took a video for some of my colleagues at work. And when I showed it to them, they're like, what are you up to? Like, what?
Yeah.
You have to really experience it, don't you? They're very, very rough cut. Like you said, they're cut into the side of the hill.
Yeah, it's a rough cut, and the majority of them, they're all uneven. It's not like you can't get into a groove. You're constantly chopping and changing the whole time, and it's probably not so good for the hip flexors and the glutes at the end of the day, and the quads at the end of the day. But that's what we're doing it.
And speaking of what you're doing it for, I mean, this has been something that you guys have done for a while for a great cause. So do you want to talk a little bit about, this specific mission and this I'm loath to actually call it an event, because it's not. It's much more than that. Can you tell us a little bit of history and why you're doing what you're doing?
This is for Fire East Climb for MND, which is Motor Neuron Disease. So originally, back in 2018, they started a tower climb. It was up Centre Point Tower, and we used to do it in full kit. And it was one elevation up, so that was 1,500 stairs. And back then, I think over the 4 or 5 years, I think we raised, collectively as Firers, we raised over $2 million with Macquarie University, and we're able to raise a lot of money for the research into motor neuron disease. Then obviously the C word hit, stopped everything on the planet, and we were unable to head up the tower and do that climb. So Macquarie University came up with the concept of coming up with a virtual climb, just put it out in the open out there. And I thought, well, I live in the Blue Mountains, I run UTA, I run trails, so I've got the Furber Stairs. Or originally had thought about doing the giant staircase, but I thought that might actually scare people. And I don't think I'd want to take on the giant staircase for an extended period. So I don't think I would have got any involvement at all. So we chose the Furber Stairs, and this year's the 5th year, which is, it's hard to believe that it's 5 years on now. The first year I started, I did 3.5 hours by myself. The next year I did 12 hours by myself, and then we started getting people involved. I had people join me for 16 hours in the 3rd year. A whole bunch of people, as you know, last year for the 18 hours. And then one of my best mates said to me, "You'd never do this for 24 hours, would you?" And I thought, it's a great idea. Let's have a go. Let's do it. I thought that'll get some attention and see if we can get some corporates out there that might sort of jump onto this crazy notion of, we're potentially looking at close to probably 68, 70K on the Furber Stairs over the course of the 24 hours. So I'll be looking forward to that cold beer at 1 o'clock. I can tell you on the after midday on the Saturday when we're all done. It's going to be, but we're trying to raise $100,000 this year, which is, if I could raise $100,000 this year, that'll be $175,000 over the 5 years that we've raised. And and I'm just absolutely pumped that you guys are going to be over there and being a part of it. It's unreal, and it'd be awesome if we could get a bit of a Kiwi contingent over there too. Maybe we could fill half a 737 or something on the way. That'd be pretty cool.
It would be pretty cool. Can I ask, and for those listening, why motor neuron disease?
Well, look, to be honest with you, I had never really, I always used to donate to charities, and, I was always one of those people. It was Westpac, or it was Life Saving, or it was, whatever it was. And then when I became a fire and rescue, and we got involved in the Sydney Tower climb and the MND Sydney Tower climb, I guess it just struck a chord. And then when you meet people on the day at Sydney Tower, you were met at the base of the tower by MND sufferers. And you're also greeted and thanked at the top of the tower. So, people are peeling your turnout gear off your court. And you're doing it hard for them. But then the thing that really struck me and I found quite confronting is the year after you'd go back and some of those people weren't there. And it used to, as joyous and as positive as I felt, as we all felt, contributing to this, there was a sense of hollowness and sadness about that too. And I guess just from that point on, and like I said, being a fire of 8 years now with fire and rescue here in the Blue Mountains, it just struck a chord. And then, when Macquarie again put the call out to come up with this a virtual climb, or come up with something that we could do, it just really stuck with me, and it's just something that's just my thing now. It's just, and the beautiful thing about it is now you guys know what the Blue Mountains community is like. It's now become a community event, and it's getting bigger and bigger each year. So it's gone from a small scale event to potentially this year being a large scale event. So Sydney Waldo are unbelievably supportive. Local businesses and sponsors are absolutely fantastic. Fire and rescue. So as of this year, it's the official fire rescue climb for MND New South Wales as far as fire rescue is concerned. So they're putting some resources into it and some media attention into it. And it's a little overwhelming.
Brilliant. So you started out on your own. It was just you on your Todd. How many people are you expecting this year, or how many do you reckon you might get this year?
If the conversation from people like Ben Berryman are any indication, and we've got people from Run Crew, we've got people from Lyndall Maloney's Serotonin, we've got I'm expecting anything up to 300 plus people this year to participate in the climb, including fireys. So it's going to be pretty cool. It's and not everyone starts at the same time, so there'll be some of us that start on midday on the Friday, going through to midday. We're going to introduce a kiddies climb. So from 11 to 12 on the Saturday, that the last piece where we come up Furber Stairs to then head to the boardwork. So we're going to have a little kiddies climb there too from 11 to 12 for a bit of fun. So the community involvement and support is incredible. I mean, the sharing on socials is phenomenal up here. Fire and rescue up here are unbelievable. You know what it's like up here. It's just it becomes infectious, and people just want to be a part of it and get involved.
Absolutely, it's going to go gangbusters. And you've got a couple of knucklehead podcasters coming across from New Zealand as well.
So at sea level.
Yeah, that's right. I've got 4 steps up to my house. So we're going to be there. We're going to encourage everyone along. Matt's going to jump in and do a bunch of steps.
And so will Rebecca, my wife.
So will Rebecca. There we go. And we're gonna do a podcast from there on the Thursday.
That sounds great. Yep.
And then just be encouraging everyone along, jumping on the socials and stuff. So just helping whip along that whole the noise around it, really.
Yeah, it's going to be so good. It's going to be so good. It's going to be fantastic. It's like I said, the more of you Kiwi brothers and sisters that join in, the better. It's just going to be fantastic. So yeah, can't wait to see you guys there.
Yeah.
It's going to be super fun, and it is. You're right. It's a cruel illness, and I don't say that with pity, or that sympathy, but if you have a loved one, or if you've cared for someone with motor neuron, the dignity with which people face a loss of function and a loss of their lives is
that's correct.
It's awe-inspiring.
It is. It's what's the word for it? It is cruel. It's a despicable disease. It's horrible.
And I understand that with your tie-in to Macquarie University, and we're certainly going to do our homework. We're going to need to do our homework and maybe get medical degrees before we go to Australia. You're going to have a leading expert there.
Yeah, we've got Professor Dominic Rose, so he's coming up to the mountains for the weekend, which you gentlemen will be able to discuss things with and interview. He's an amazing man. He's an inspiring human being. He's probably one of the, if not the smartest people I've ever met with earthly youth, if you know what I mean. He's of so much earthly use, that man. He's an inspiring individual, and he's just one of the guys. He's just one of the people. So can't wait to have him there for the day. That's exciting to have him up in the mountains for the weekend. You'll enjoy talking to him. He's a cool guy.
Brilliant. My quads are wobbling just thinking about it. On the speed of quad wobbling and UTA's coming up, it's rushing up. How are you guys up there in the mountains? You've been doing it hard weather-wise.
You got hammered last weekend.
Yeah, last weekend we got absolutely hammered. I think the upper mountain, so from Wenny Falls and up, I think we copped nearly 190 mils. So yeah, I had 1.5 foot of water down the side of my house, which was interesting, with a little submersible pump that didn't stop for about 6 hours trying to get the water away. So, but yeah, a lot of the trails have been hit pretty hard up here. There's a lot of them that are unfortunately still closed at the moment. There's been quite a few landslides up here, and yeah, the mountains got hammered. We got smashed, absolutely smashed. So it's been good weather this week. I think we've got some nice weather next week. So I feel for the UTA organisers, and they've certainly got a challenge on their hands. They're trying to get things cleaned up, and I really hope it works out for them. I really do. They've got their work cut out for them, that's for sure.
And you'll be around?
Yes, I will. Yes, I will. No, I can't wait. I'm going to do the 100 again there this year for a bit of fun. So big week with Coach Green's program this week. So got hammered pretty hard. It was an 80k week this week. So next week's recovery, and then then we're running. Can you believe it's like 5 weeks this weekend is UTA?
I know.
I'm so excited.
It's going to be good, guys. Be good to see you there.
Yeah, definitely.
Good to see you there.
Okay. Well, look, for those I mean, obviously we're going to put the link in the show notes. Do you have a website that people can reach you or give a little anything like that?
Yes, I'll be able to send that through to you shortly. So that's all being finalised. That'll all be finalised by the end of next week with links in it. So it's really easy to register. It'll be the one link for everyone that goes to the Go Fundraise page. Very simple. People can share it privately on their own socials, and then and then we'll be able to watch a running tally of how much we raised sort of over, which would be really cool. So we'll put out some challenges to people on the day to see, we'll put it out on socials to see if, like I said, people want to chuck in a little bit extra or whatever. But yeah, if we can hit that 100 grand mark this year, that'd be. I mean, maybe, I don't know, Matt, maybe if you were to do the 24 hours.
I feel like I'm getting lined up.
I could get someone to, if I could get someone to chip in 10 grand for you in 24 hours, would you do it?
If you could get someone to, if you could get some, and I'm not suggesting that I'm sort of, if you could get someone to donate $10,000 to this, yes, I would run up and down the Furber Steps. Okay, on the podcast, I will run up and down the Furber Steps for 24 hours if you get someone to donate $10,000 towards.
Okay, I think you might be pricing yourself a bit low there, Matt. Come on, this is for a good cause. Make it a bit higher.
$10,000 is a lot of money.
It's a lot of money. That's a lot of money.
But you want 100, so like how good would that be? Getting that to do it for 24 hours.
It's gonna be If you can raise 10,000 Bitcoin, I will run up. $10,000 dues. I will run up the amount. I will run up and down
the dues. Nice.
Yeah, no, I'll do it for 10 grand.
All right, I'll see what I can do.
I'll do a lot of things.
Right. Awesome.
Wow, there we go. Hey, you just look. Just remind us the date, and it's at Katoomba at Scenic World is where people want to go. But what date are we looking at?
So starts Friday, August 30, to Saturday, August 31. So yeah,
brilliant.
So it if there's any all are welcome to do the 24 hours, or if you want to do 12 hours, you're welcome to do that. People can do whatever time they want to do, really.
Yeah.
Obviously the bonus of and I guess the appeal of doing it for the 24-hour period is I don't think anyone's ever climbed the Furber Steps for 24 hours before, so I'm sort of hoping that sort of catches a little bit of attention. And people sort of want to be a part of that, from a contribution side. I mean, my legs are hurting just thinking about it now, slightly, and it's 16 weeks or 17 weeks away or whatever it is. So, yeah, but if we can, so people can do whatever length of time they want. It depends where they're at. The more the merrier. I mean, being in the mountains over that whole evening, it's a great experience. It's watching the sun come up with the sisters behind us, and it's magical. I can't, you guys know, I'm preaching to the converted here.
Oh, come along if you're thinking about it. We just say go for it. Come along and have some quote unquote fun on the Furber Steps, because we'll make it fun. We'll make it fun. Go on. And Matt will be doing 24 hours for 10,000.
I have the regrets, actually. I'm just thinking about, I feel I got swept along in something that I wasn't really able to get.
That's how you always end up having tequila on Kepler.
That's right.
Same thing.
Exactly right.
Brilliant. All right, mate. Hey, thanks so much, and we'll catch you at UTA and then again at the end of August.
I'm going to start doing some squats right now.